Hello world, Brian Lovelace here, bringing you part 3 of my Code Compare video demo how-to tutorial series for the tip calculator portion of my website. You'll see we've added a little bit. Got a link now to the first video on YouTube. Some of you might be familiar with how you access and create these HTML elements so you can get the information and use this JavaScript to understand what you should tip your server. The second video went over how to deploy a website on GitHub and add some CSS to classy it up, change the background color, change the color and size of the font. Now here's the Python code, which you'll see in the next video, because this one is all about Java. So you'll see often this line right here, public, static, void, main. What is that? What does all that mean? Well, according to Geeks for Geeks, a brilliant website that I trust emphatically, public is an access modifier, making the main method public makes it globally available. So if we had other files, other parts of this program, if this was part of a bigger, larger program, it would be accessible from those, sort of how you declare a global variable in JavaScript that makes the scope of this accessible by calling it public. The static keyword is associated with the method. It's class related, makes the JVM able to invoke it without instantiating the class. So this saves unnecessary wastage of memory, which is something you've got to worry about a little bit with Java. Definitely got to worry about it with the C languages. JavaScript and Python do their own automatic garbage collecting, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's what static means. And void is because, well, although this returns information in the program, we don't have any return statements out here, and because no other files or programs are accessing this, we're not actually returning anything. So it is a void function in that the function is only keeping the information inside itself. The string args right here at the end is a command line array type. That way we can see the information, even though technically what we're putting in and getting out are doubles. String args just works. If you want a better explanation of it, there are thousands of Java videos that claim they can teach it to you in 8 minutes or 8 months. So feel free to dive into any of those. We are going to dive into the code. I am using IntelliJ, the free community edition. It's worked just fine for me so far. So we're going to start a new project. Don't need Groovy or anything. It is going to be a command line app, so we'll click that template so it doesn't get too picky. We will call it our tip calc demo. So by making it a command line, you see the public static void main standard in the public class. However, as I alluded to, my gift to you, this copy pasta, make sure you get these import statements. And voila, we have our program. So the variables are right here. Bill is the bill amount, tip, the percent you want to tip, and amount is the answer or the money you will tip. Input is simply used to get our input as the user, and the Boolean is used for this while loop. So you can run it over and over and over again until you are satisfied and simply type anything that starts with the letter N. You can type Nile River, you can type Naugahyde, you can type Niagara Falls, and it will then change running Boolean to false and break the program and exit gracefully. Down here we've got a simple little print command. So instead of having to type systemout.println, made it its own little function. So that's where we get all these wonderful prints from. Got our string in between our variables showing up, and I found an amazing format method. So earlier, you might recall there was lots of multiplying and dividing by 100 in an attempt to get it rounded, but this decimal format and rounding mode ceiling rounded up. Let's be honest, they need that penny. So as long as those are imported, we should be good to go. All you got to do after you get the code in is click this cute little green triangle, the play button. If anyone out there is old enough to remember a VCR, that's what it used to look like. So here we go. We've got program running. Input the bill amount. Start with our standard test case of the impossible to achieve, completely even $100 restaurant bill. And as far as I'm concerned, being a former server, the industry standard minimum, 20%. Hey, we've got a $20 tip, so that is good. Do we want to go again? Sure, why not? So as you can see, anything you type will continue it going, since the only exit condition is a word that starts with N to end the program. So again, let's give it a test. Let me get a bill amount from the audience. Did I hear 117.13 from somewhere in the back? I think I did. And a tip amount, well, let's go with 22. And that gives us 25.77. Look how beautiful that is formatted. So again, we can say OK to keep going. We've got a bill amount. Maybe it was $88.36. And we want to leave a 25% tip because they sure did smile nice. So that lets us know 22.09 is all we've got to drop. So to exit the program, as I said, any word that starts with N, anything at all, as long as N is the first letter, and you will see exit code 0, meaning it exited gracefully. So that's the basics of how the tip calculator program in Java works and functions. Thank you for watching. Coming up, next video, we'll break down the Python.